Grand Rising. Today is a new day to start again. It is 10/3/2024. It's new moon in Virgo. Set your intentions for new beginnings. Self-govern. I have this symbol I've been dealing with recently that I'm identifying with. It's really simple symbol. It's just like this dot with a circle around it. And I don't know, I've been just kind of focusing on that recently. History and religion are intertwined. I look on YouTube every once in a while, and I've been trying to really get better about that, but I do get on there, and it will give me suggestions. And so it's helpful sometimes because it's stuff I'm interested in, but it also, as I talked in a previous video way too long about, I understand that I'm being somewhat manipulated when I look into the things that I'm being targeted to look into. But there was a video on the Cathars, and I didn't know much about the Cathars. What I found is, like, I had this general idea of history and religion, and I just kind of went along with it, even though I didn't agree with it, but it was still part of my life because it was my understanding. And as I've looked into more and more things about how many different types of ideologies there's been, and how the dominant or the victor had a major, it's known, influence on destroying who they conquered, all of the written documents about what they were conquering, and it was all about control. So in the beginning of this video of the Cathars, what I liked about it is, in the very beginning, it admitted in the narrative that all of the information that we have left about the Cathars is basically information that's written from those that persecuted them, the Inquisition, the Catholic Church. And they basically destroyed everything. They tried to destroy the entire Cathar movement by destroying all of their documents. That's what we know, is that the documents were destroyed that were in sympathy with the Cathars, like written from the Cathars. And we know that what we have is written information about the Cathars from the Catholics, or there is some stuff of Cathars that had been basically taken in enemy hands and interrogated and, waterboarded, so to speak. And then they gave, their interpretations after that, which is also very tarnished. So this is a long way to get to the fact that even on things like this, the things that are contradictory to the narrative that were suppressed away, everyone was killed, really. Like, that's the thing with all of the biblical people as well, is that the ones that are attributed to the writings were killed. And the writings we have are not actually directly from them. They're from what was the people that were in control after they were killed. And that's all the way through, like with all of them. And that's what we know. And that the victor always destroys. So we have all the contradictory type written information has been destroyed and will never be found again. So we literally have all of our history and religion is written by the victors. So that's what I was really kind of diving around in yesterday. And then I listened to the Cathars and what they were all about, and I thought it was really interesting as well, and it resonated. So I don't know if you've never looked into them, or the Akastic records, and just there's so much stuff that is outside of what I had learned, and it just is interesting to me that skeptical, critical-minded thinkers still overlook reality when they're following dogma. But it's evident that there's always been this idea of control and governing. And then I get back to that dot with the circle around it, and that's kind of your self-governing, your control over what you have. I wrote something about Romans and Rome and all roads lead to Rome. I could go down all that, but I think that there's a lot to what happened with the Roman Empire, for sure, obviously. I've been taking spiritual baths every day. I use salt, candles, and really try and focus on my intent by quieting. It also helps my muscles. I've been stretching my neck, smooth movement, like around, and putting pressure, like especially right here, on my range of motion and trying to get it to where it's, more fluid whenever I'm moving that way. And it is improving. I never used to worry about it, but I've always been a very stiff person. I have a hard time with my getting down and flexing down, and my neck has always had some problems, but I never really put much effort into it. So recently I've been doing that a lot more, and it literally crackles. You can hear it. So I just think it's interesting because it almost feels like I'm breaking things loose. And I know that this area right here is very, very important to your ability. That's where your spine connects to your brain. So, it's funny, I just never really put any effort into it before, and now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of addicted to it. And so when I'm in public, you can't just sit around doing this all day. So I will find places to hide and do it a little bit because I don't know. It's definitely making a difference with how I feel. Stretching my body has been very helpful to my attitude and overall health. So I feel better. And it does feel like as you improve, you are unlocking and you're releasing. You literally feel yourself getting better. And that comes to spiritually too. It also helps me ground to know that dot with the circle around it, what I actually have influence on and where I should put my attention right now, because it's where I have power in my intent. I use the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I went to Walmart. I had a pretty good day yesterday. I was productive. I went to go look to buy a Bible because I was thinking I should probably have a Bible in my home. And it's $17.99 at Walmart. It costs $17.99 for a decent Bible. And I decided not to purchase it because I've been following the Tao as well, and I'm really working on my frugality, my ability to only buy things that are needed or that are going to help me. And so I actually I rode my bike, and I went through Goodwill. I rode my bike all the way to Goodwill. Well, I took the bus on the way back. So yeah, I rode my bike all the way to Goodwill, and I bought nothing. I went in through the whole thing, and I spent probably 30 minutes in there. I looked at some stuff, but there was nothing that I really needed. What I really was looking for was rain pants, because I need rain pants. And there's still a pair that's in there that I had found before, and I left it in the same place probably in the wrong place. I put it in the large, and it's an extra large. And it's just really big pants, and they're too big. They're not going to work if I'm riding my bike. So I may have to just go on Amazon and get some rain pants. I've got some that are water resistant, but if and I've had to already go through a downpour, it's better to have some waterproof pants. So it was what I was on a mission for. And I saw some other things that I looked at, but nothing that really was what I wanted to get. So I also returned my library books on time. I'm pretty happy about that. I checked out 3 books, and I opened them and looked at all of them. Didn't really get anything from them. I keep having this intent to start reading, but I don't have the practice to do it. I need to get myself to do it, I guess, if I really want to, but I'm not really that upset about it. So I checked out 3 books, and I had them for however long you get them when you check them out, and I opened them, I think, twice, and I really didn't get much out of them. I really should have looked more at one of them. Whatever. I mowed my lawn. I went to the grocery store. I went to the post office. I bought a little cedar smudge from a Mystic store. I did my dishes. I did my laundry. I did all this with my bike. And I used the bus system a little bit. But I'm getting around fine. My legs are definitely stronger than they have ever been in my life. Like, my legs are pretty strong. And I always had kind of weak legs, so I'm improving. I'm looking forward to October and building on my momentum. I have written Tony the Tiger, the Frosted Flakes, because he has this line where somebody says they're good, and Tony the Tiger says, no, they're not. They're great, which is kind of my line from Do Good, Be Good to Do Great, Be Great. I thought that was funny, and then I started thinking about, I watched a couple of the commercials, and it's, when you look back at it, it's sugar on flakes, and they're promoting this to kids on Saturday morning, Sunday morning cartoons, and the kids are getting told to tell their parents to get this stuff that's really bad for them. And when you see the propaganda and the way that the commercial is structured, you're just like, it's funny because people always say back in the good old days, and a lot of people would say the days of these commercials were part of the good old days, and they weren't. And it was sugar. You're hopping your kids up on sugar, really bad for you stuff, before they go to, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Oh my goodness. So anyways, today is a new day to start again. Do great, be great.